Hello. Hope you guys can hear me. Hey, hello. Hello, Grace. Okay. So today we are going to see level 3. I hope my hair and all is fine. So actually, I'm in a bit of a hurry going to go somewhere else. So this will be a short stream. I'm planning to do the first 5 problems. Let's see how much we can do. Okay, fine. So where was I? So today we are going to see level 3 problems 1 to 5. Okay, and let's see how much we can do before the stream ends. Okay, I'm kind of out of touch here with what we were doing so far. So this is the Java streams, what do you say, stream, live stream. Okay, so let's go with the first question. Let me enable word wrap. Word wrap. Yeah. So problem 1. So this is actually problem 301. In level 3, first question. Given a list of employee objects. You guys read the question, okay? I'll let you guys read the question. I'll also read it in my mind meanwhile. Take your time. Let me know once you guys have completed reading. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I hope you guys completed reading the question. Okay, so let me read the question now. So we have a list of employees, 5 employees. Okay, and the question is, you are supposed to return a map in which the key is the department and the value is the average salary of the people in that department. Okay, so let me go to the drawing screen. So we have 5 employees, right? Alice, Bob, 5. Oh, is it 4? Okay, 4 employees: Alice, Bob, Charlie, and David. And we are supposed to return a map, a hash map, which is string and probably long, I think, because the average is going to be a decimal value. And the string part is supposed to be the department, okay? And the value is supposed to be the average of the people. So it should be like 60,000 that came from here, plus this another HR 70,000 by 2, okay? And similarly for IT, it should be 80,000 plus 90,000 by 2, okay? 80k plus 90k by 2. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to identify. So how do you think we can go about doing it? Group by department. Okay. Okay, correct. Fine. So we will group by department, but that will just group the employees. So what you will get is once you do group by and then say department, your answer will be a map which will say string which is the department, and then the value side will be list of employees. Okay, so it will be like the whole employee object on the key side, but we need a long value, which will be the average. So how do you think we can do this? Is that, I can't see the emoji. What emoji is that? Like smiling emoji? Okay, fine. So I think what we can do is for the map, that is, I mean, for the key part, that is correct. We got the group by department. For the value part, we take this list of employees and then do a collecting and then. So there was that, what do you say, collecting and then function, right? So we will take that, and what we'll do is from the list we will kind of map all the values by doing the dot map on that again, and then we'll do a summing collector. I think we have to map to double and then do a summing collector on it. Okay, what is that? Did my camera get disconnected? It's a okay, ignore that. Let me see what happened there. It is back. Okay, fine. I think something happened there. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so I hope this thing is fine. So collecting, and then you will get a list of employee. Okay, and from that we have to do our normal operations like map to double or long. Map to long, double is what I think it will come. Then we do a average operation, right? Average operation, and then that will give us a optional double, I think. Then we have to again do a dot get on that. So shall we try that, or is there any more clarification needed? Can you explain the logic once? Okay, instead of code. Okay, the logic is we have to take the departments, group by that, and then once we group by department, we will have a list of employees for each department. Like HR has 2 people, and Bob has, I mean, IT has. Sorry, I'm getting a call. I'll be back just a moment. Sorry, I have to pick that up. So as I said, I'm in between something, so I had to pick that up. Fine. So as I was saying, when you group by, what do you say, my live? Yeah, when I group by department, I'll get 2 items, right? So in that, I have to separate just the salaries of each people, and then I have to average it. That's it. So I ignore everything else. I don't need the names or the department after I group it, and then I average both of the values by 2. I mean, because there are 2 items, that will be by 2. Is that clear? Okay, fine. So let's look at the code part. Okay. So first thing, we have to take the employees and then do stream. Because employees already list, we can do a stream on that, and then do a collect directly and do collectors dot grouping by. Sorry, grouping by. Okay, as soon as we do this, it will ask how you want to group it. So we say employees department. Okay, so we have sorry, I formatted and something happened. Okay, so we have the thing group by department so far. So you will have a key that is the department name, and the value will be the employee name itself, like how we saw here, right? So as soon as you group by department, this is what you will get. So you will get a map of string comma list of employees. Okay, so you can see the probably see the collect output. Yeah, so you can see here it will be a map of string comma list of employees. Okay, next what we have to do, we have to get the value side and do some alteration on it. So how you can do that is, in the grouping by itself, the second argument is called as downstream, which means whatever the value is. So that what we'll do is we will do collectors dot collecting and then, and the what do you say, the right side will always be a list, right? So we say collectors dot to list. Okay, and on that list what we are going to do is, so this will be a list of employees, if you remember. Okay, we will be doing list dot map dot oh sorry, you have to stream it, right? Yeah, because it's a list, we have to do stream and then do dot we are going to map to double. Okay, and what are we going to map to double? The salary. Okay, and then we are going to average it. Okay, so this will give us a optional double is what I'm guessing. Yeah, it gives us an optional double. Now how do you convert the optional double to just a double value? You have to do dot get, right? But if you do dot get here, I think you can do dot get here as well. There is get as double. Oh yeah, you can do or else here itself. Fine. So you just do or else 0.0. Okay. So with this, what will be the output data type now? The output data type will be the thing that we expected. Where is that? String comma long. So I'll explain the the bits and pieces again. So let's try to run this and see. Okay, so map of string dot double, result is this, and let's return it and let's run the test case. Okay, this is the test case. So right click, run as. Okay, we didn't import JUnit. Let me import JUnit. So it has incorrectly imported testng. Let me remove that, and Command Shift O will import JUnit.jupyter.api.test. Okay, now let's right click, run as JUnit test, and it passed. Okay, so the expected value came. I want to change one more thing just for a proper string comma double. I didn't get that. Yes, it will be string comma double, which means the key will be HR. As you can see here, the HR is the string and the double is the what do you say, average. I don't know what is 60,000 plus 70,000. Hey, did it show that? Okay, it did something. Oh, solve. Okay, it's 65,000 apparently. So you'll get the average of it. Was that a doubt? Okay, while you think about it, let me just quickly change this. So assert equal should, I mean, any assert function should have expected as the first argument and actual as the second argument, but these test cases are written in opposite way. So I'll just change it. I'll put expected first and put result next. Okay, replace all. How return type is long? Oh, okay. I mean, I assumed that it was going to be long, but it apparently just, we mapped to double, right? Mapped to double. So it became double instead of long. I was assuming that we'll be mapping to, what do you say, long, but even the question expected a double return type. So we mapped to double. So this is wrong. Let me rewrite it. So this is not long. This is going to be double. Okay. Is that there somewhere else that I wrote incorrectly? No, I think that's the only place. Okay. Fine. Good. Good observation. Now that the first question is done, shall we move to the second question or any other questions on the first one? Oh, let me, recap this. So in the collector, we have two things. The first thing is the key part. Where is key part? Is here. Okay, this is the key. And we need the value part. Why did this? Did I? Oh, okay. So this is the key part. Key. Okay, and this is the value part. So for value, what we are doing is this grouping by will actually return a string and a list of employees, right? By default, what we are doing, that is we are collecting that list of employees, and on that list we are streaming it again and mapping it to double, and then calculating the average. If there is no average, we just return 0.0. Okay, fine. So let's move on to the second question. So problem 302, from a list of employee salaries, find the second highest unique salary. So you have to give importance to the keywords also. Okay, so go through the question, and if you know how to solve, just let me know. We will discuss more. Okay, take your time. Okay, sorted, reverse, distinct, and then skip and find first. Okay, let's write it down and see. So the first thing you mentioned was sort. Okay, so let me sort this. So this is the input, right? 50, 60, 70, 60, 80. So the sorted will become 50, 60, 60, 70, and 80. Okay, so you got it sorted. Then what should we do? Reverse it. Oh, because second highest. Okay. So I think in sort itself you can do reverse. I think that's what you meant, sorted reverse. Okay, so we do 80k, 70k, 60k, 60k, and 50k. Okay, then what we do? Distinct. So what will distinct do? It will remove this extra 60, so it becomes 80k, 70k, and 50k. Okay, what is it after that? Then skip and find first. So they ask for second biggest salary, is it? Find the second highest unique salary, right? So how do you find the second highest unique salary? How will you skip it? Skip what? Oh, sorry, I missed 60K. Oh yeah, 160K should be there, right? So before this 70K, there should be a 60K. So 80K, 70K, 60K, and 50K, right? So next, what do we skip? So these are the operations. There's a sorted operation, reverse operation, distinct operation, and then skip operation. Skip one. Okay. So why are we skipping one? So we just skip the first element. Then we get the second element. Good. Because if we skip two, we'll be skipping both elements and pick the third element, which is not what we want. We need the second element. Okay. So good. So this sounds fairly simple. I don't know. Maybe they are giving simpler questions. And then, oh, and then find first. Yeah, I missed that. Right. So once you skip one, okay, you will get, so after skipping one, you will get a list which has everything except the first element, right? So you'll have 70K, 60K, and 50K. So you will have to then do find first on it, which will give what? Which will give just 70K, because that is the first element now. And this will be an optional value. Optional whatever it is it an integer? Right, optional integer. And then you have to do or else, get or else to get the default value. And they said the default value should be, there is no second highest, return -1. Okay, fine. So we'll be returning -1 or else. Okay, so that's the chain of actions. Let's do it one by one. Let me highlight this one. So after skip, we did find first, and then finally we did or else. Okay, so these are the chain of actions. Okay, let's go. So return, yeah, let's return directly. So salaries dot stream dot sorted is there a reverse on it? No, it can't. So you have to do an manual sorting. So comparator, but comparing integer value of, and then you do dot reversed. Okay, and then do dot distinct dot skip. Hey, is there something wrong here? What is this? Hello, code with Mahathir. Comparator dot reverse. Oh, you can do this? Oh, I should have written. Okay. Oh, reverse order. Nice. Okay, then distinct dot what is it after distinct? Skip. And then skip one item dot find first, and then you do dot or else and do -1. Okay, so we did the whole thing in one line. Skip one dot find first, correct. Okay, so let's see, sorted, skip, find first, or else. Okay, so just like how we wrote it on, oh, there's distinct also. Wrote it on Notepad. What are you doing? Oh, so we are learning Java streams, as Divya has mentioned, and in that we are on level 3 actually. Level 3 is, yeah, level 3, and we are solving the second problem in level 3. You can also join and watch. Okay, so yeah, let's run the test case. Let me run this test case, run as JUnit test, passed. Okay, and I think this is the next one, no second. So if there is no second highest, what happens? Run as JUnit test, and that also passed. We got -1 as the expected value, which is apparently the result as well. Okay, so why -1 happened? Because there are 3 salaries and everyone has 50,000. So when you do distinct, you will have only one value. So there is no more a second highest value. There is always only one highest value. But in this case, this was the question which we explained here. And yeah, we saw the steps, and that is what happens. Okay. Code with Mahathir, how make a ATS friendly resume? Okay. That's a nice question. I think there are some sites where you can find out Mahathir how to do it. Maybe I'll explain it in a different stream or something. We'll concentrate on the stream problems for now. Okay. Fine. So that was second question. Let's move to the third question. Is there any question in this problem is nice? Yeah, this problem is nice because it is easier to understand. Okay. So 303. Transform a list of strings into a map where the key is the string and the value is its length. This looks like some repeated questions. We saw similar, question somewhere else. So let's see if you guys can figure out the answer. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll write the problem statement here. Okay, I hope you guys are typing the answer. So meanwhile, let me explain the question. So the question is a simple, mapping kind of thing where they're asking, build a map of string, comma integer. Okay, where the string should be the given string itself. For example, apple, and the value should be the length of apple. So apple is 5 characters, right? You need the length. So this is the map they want. So it will become apple 5, okay, key and value, key value. Apple 5, banana is 6, I guess, 6, and then cherry is 5 again. Okay, so this is what they want. So if you guys know the properties of maps can have duplicate values. So there is no issue here, but it can't have duplicate keys. Okay, so I mean that was just a fun fact about map. It's not very important here anyway. So did you guys figure out the answer, or shall I go to the solution part? To map. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll stream this list. This is a list of string, right? So we'll stream this list, and on that, the first operation we do is directly collect it. Okay, and in the collect we have to give a collector, right? That collector will be collectors dot to map. Okay, so in the to map function, what we have to give? We have to give a key function, a key mapper function, and a value mapping function. So it's like what should become the key of the map that we are creating, and what should be the value. Okay, so this is the two arguments that we have to give. Now for key function, what should we do? We have to simply whatever came in, right? So for example, apple came in, so we have to simply send apple as is. So that becomes the key function. Okay, that is the key. And what will be the value? The value will be whatever is this string that came in. You do the dot length of it. That's it. Hello, give me a tip to get first job. Okay. So how to get the first job? I mean, this stream is not live stream is not related to job hunting, so I don't know if we can include that here. So simple thing I'll say is keep improving your skills. Have you worked with any companies? Yes, I'm actually working. So thing is study a lot of Java, data structure, and this kind of API, streams API, multi-threading, and whatever is there in Java, or take any programming language and learn that, and then keep applying. As you said, you have to make a ATS friendly resume and keep applying on LinkedIn. You should be getting a job pretty soon. Okay, so yeah, you guys carry on that. So back to the stream key function. So for key function, as I mentioned, you can just pass the value as it is, and as you see, we have mentioned, there is this function called as function.identity. So if you guys remember from the previous streams, the function.identity, just whatever input you give, it will give it as output as well. Okay, so if you give a string as input, it will give a string as output, the same string as output. So it's just a shorthand way of writing str arrow mark str. Okay, so that's what function.identity does. So that was the recap of what function.identity does. So let's get into it. Okay, so we have our list of strings, right? So list of strings dot stream dot collect directly and do collectors dot to map. Okay, now you can see here it says there's a key mapper and there's a value mapper. Zoom is not working for me today, so I have to restart my laptop. This happens now and then. So meanwhile, the key mapper will be function dot identity. Okay, let me write this in separate lines. Stream dot collect, and then you are collecting it to a map, and in the to map you gave the first value or the what you say key value. So this is the key, and for value you have to give a mapping function, right? So that will simply be whatever value you are getting okay, let me write it normally first. Whatever value you are getting here in the stream, you have to do value at value at length. Okay, so what is the shorthand way of writing is simply write, because it is a string, you simply do string method reference and then write value of length. Where do I keep going to value of? Okay, length. So with this, you got a key as the function itself. So what identity is doing is, as I said, it will just get str and convert it to str. That is what the identity function does. Okay, so let's run it and see. Open call hierarchy. So what is going on there? S dot length possible? Yes, S dot length is possible. I think you already noticed it. Do we have to know everything like how it stores in memory and more? Yes. Just learn the basics about memory management in Java. Oops, that's enough. I'm a fresher. You just need to, yeah. Okay, so let's run this and see. Run as JUnit test. Okay, so that passed. We got apple 5, banana 6 and cherry 6. Okay, so with that, problem number 3 is done. Best resource to learn lead code. Take lead code, start with the easy problems, then go to medium and hard problems, and try to do lead code every day. Okay, so so there are two ways to learn. You can either read the documentation and kind of construct how it all works in the background theoretically, right? I think that's what you're asking. For that, you can go to YouTube or textbook or ChatGPT. But how I like to study is you do problems. So even here I'm trying to learn streams, right? So what I do is I just so these questions were all given by Perplexity or ChatGPT, right? You ask it like, give me 10 questions with which I can practice streams. So it will give a problem like this. Now when you are solving this problem, you will automatically understand, okay, what is a function.toIdentity, what is a method reference operator, so things like that. Okay, fine. Moving on to problem 4. So 304, given two lists, find elements that appear in both lists. Okay, interesting question. We never got something like this so far, I guess. So yeah, you guys read the question and comment down your ideas how we can solve this. Okay, I'll write the question in my notepad meanwhile. I think we have to traverse both stream, classic big of n square solution. Right. So your solution is correct with stream. So let's go with that. Okay. So what Divya said and what this expected solution here is, okay, which question was this? Fourth question, right? Fourth question. What the expected solution is, they want you to use streams only. So what you can do is take a stream of this first list. Okay. Oh, wait, let me first explain the question. So what they're asking is they want an output which is a list again. Okay. Another list. And that list should have values that are common in both the given input list. So one is there here, but one is not there here in the second list. 2 is there in the first list, not there in the second list. 3 is there in the first list and the second list as well. Okay. So that will, pass. 4 is there in the first list as well as second list. That will also pass. 5 is there in the first list, but second list, but not in the first list. 6 is there in the second list, but not in the first list. Okay. So this should be our final output, 3, 4. Okay. A list which has the values 3 and 4. Now, how do you actually do it? Okay. So you start a stream on the, you start a stream on the first, list. Okay. While that stream is running, for every value, okay, what you do is check if that value exists in this array. First stream exhausted. But okay, let's say you exhaust this stream, okay, from 1, 2, 3, 4. But by the time you exhaust this, you would have compared the value with every. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay, so what Divya just identified is, let me explain that. Okay, so you take this first element from here, okay, and compare that with 3 and you get nothing. You compare that with 3, 4, 5, 6 and you get nothing. So nothing happens there. You take second element, compare that with 3, 4, 5, 6, you get nothing. You take third element and compare that with 3, 4, 5, 6, you got 3. You take fourth element, compare that with 3, 4, 5, 6, you got 4. But now there is this 5 and 6 remaining, right? How will you check if 5 and 6 is there? Because you are never iterating on 5 and 6 and checking whether that is there in the previous list. So we are never doing this. We are never checking if 5 and 6 were there in the previous list. So let's say, what do you say? There was another, 1 here. Okay. Let's say there was a 1 here in the end of the list. Okay. Now you would never know because you never came here. Once the first list is complete, you just ended it there. Okay. So I think that is the problem. So you are asking stream.contains won't work, but that will also do the same thing, right? You are never checking if, let's say this 1, you are never checking if stream2.contains 1, right? So that will not help, right? Does that make sense? We are not traversing parallelly. Right. We are only checking if items in list 1 is present in list 2. I think for each element in stream 1, we are getting stream on second list. Correct. So you're saying it will eventually end up where we'll compare all the items, because when in the beginning when I checked 1, I checked all the items, so this 1 would have already come in the beginning, right? It will work. Yeah, you are right, it will work. Because for each item we are checking every other item. We are not doing like check the first item with the first item. If that is the case, then it won't work. Yeah, good. Thank you for creating the problem and the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead with that. So the solution is green color. Okay, so you start a stream on list 1. Okay, so let's say L1 dot stream. Okay, and for that, for every value of L1, Okay, let's call it value 1. You again create a stream of L2. So L2 dot stream. Okay, and with that stream you compare if value 1 is there or not. So what function of stream do you think we can use to find if at least one of the items in the second thing has the first thing? You know, if at least one of the value 2 is equal to value 1, what do you think we can do? Exists, but exists became a list function, right? Like you are doing L2 dot exists. I am asking L2 dot stream dot what? I want a stream function. We are studying stream only, right? I want a stream function. Hey, there's a stream dot exists. Okay. Okay. Fine. If it's there, then okay. Let's go see that, because I don't think there is a stream dot exist. Okay. So let's do that. We open list 1 dot stream dot what is that thing we immediately do? If not any match, right? So any match is what? Oops, I'm getting a call again. Just a second. Hello, I'm back. Sorry guys, as I said, I'm actually going to a friend's home, which is like very far away. So we are going as a group of 5 people. So everyone is calling me, asking what's happening, when do we start, and things like that. Okay, so did I switch to the screen? Yeah. And is everything streaming properly? Yeah. Okay, so where was I? Right, so filter, if not any match, right? Right, so filter, and what we write in the filter is this value that comes in, right? So let's call it value 1, which comes from the first list. We are matching it with list 2 dot stream. Okay, and then what? Dot any match. Okay, and what we are doing, we have to match it with value 1, but I don't know what to give here. So I think I have to do like value 2 and then do value 1 equals value 2. Is that right? I'll remove this return, otherwise it will show error. Okay, so return null for now. Lambda. Okay, so this is the lambda, I guess. So it matches if value 1 equals to value 2. So with this, what will happen is, let me break this down. Stream filter, and the filter function says value 1 dot list dot stream, list 2 dot stream, and then we are seeing if there is anything that matches value 2 equals to value 1, right? If at all one match we got, we return immediately, and those things are filtered. Now what should we do next? This is trill a stream because we are in a filter, so we have to do dot to list. Okay, so do you guys think this will give the expected answer, or is there anything else we have to do? Should work. Okay, let's try. So common elements, open call hierarchy. Okay, and let's run this function. Run this test. Yep, it worked. Okay, so they're doing, oh, it's the same as the question. They got 2 here and 2 here, and they're saying if, they got one list here and the second list here, and they're checking if it is returning the expected common elements. Okay, cool. So I think that is done. Do you guys want any more explanation of that, or shall we move on to the next one? We can move on. Okay, so let's move to the 5th question, the final question in today's live stream, off stream. Okay, so split a list of integers into even and odd numbers using partitioning. Okay, fine. You guys go through the question and see if you can understand it and come up with a solution. Okay, why are you smiling? Because it's very complicated. Stream of stream joke. Oh, okay. I thought you were laughing for the question. Okay. Okay, so while you guys are thinking, let's go with the explanation of the question. So the question set is just a list of integers, okay? And the answer set, what we have to do is, we have to split it into 2 partitions, okay? So let me use a different color. So odd ones, odd ones, odd ones, okay? And then we have even ones, even one, even one, okay? And they want like is even, so they're checking is even. Okay, so if it is true, then it goes to this list. If it is false, it goes to the other list. Okay, so this is what they want us to build, and this will be a map. Okay, and the key is the truthness of is even, which will be boolean, and the value will be whatever satisfy that. So list of integers. Okay, makes sense? So what will be the solution for this? Group by. Okay, let's go with group by. So we have 2 things, right? We have group by and we have partition by. Can you say the difference between both of these? So group by will be option 1, partition will be option 2. Yes, think. Okay, I'll show the API. Okay, let's see if that helps. So there is numbers dot stream dot group by. Hey, oh sorry, collectors dot grouping by, right? So grouping by. Now what does grouping by return? Okay, if I hover over this, it returns integer comma object, right? Okay, now what do we want? We need a map of boolean comma list of integer, right? So how do we get that? So it is still possible to do by group by. I think okay, let's do that. Okay, so for every value we are checking if value where is mod 2 equals 0. Okay, now what will this be returning? Let's see, control to L. Oh, so it did return what we want. So you are right, grouping by gave a map of boolean comma list of integer. Now let's see what partition by does. Okay, so numbers dot stream dot collectors dot partition by. Okay, then we save the same thing here again, value mod 2 equals 0. Okay, the same story. Let's say what this returns. This also returns the same thing, map of boolean comma list of integer. Okay, so what do you think is the difference between these two? If they are going to do the same thing, then why do we have two items called grouping by and partitioning by? As of now, nothing. Okay, so when will this be needed? Like, what can grouping by do that maybe partition by cannot do, or like vice versa? One is optimized. No, I don't think one is optimized. I think the use case is what differs. I mean, that is what my thought process is. So let's say I'm giving you a use case where instead of true and false, I'm asking you, so all the even numbers should be in like this, like a string called even. So I want it like map of string and then list of integer. Okay, and then I'll say, so even should have a list which has all the even numbers like 2 4 6, and I'll say odd should have a list. For the odd key there should be 1 3 5. Now which one do you think can do this operation, group by or partition by? X returns x mod 2 equal to 0, even odd. Okay, your answer is correct, the function that you wrote is correct. Okay, but which of these can do it is the question. Can both do it? That is where the problem is. So one thing I just noticed is grouping by takes a function, but if you see partition by, it takes a predicate. So predicates, I think, always return true or false. I think that's the point of predicates. And conveniently, val mod 2 equal to 0 always returns false only. So you wrote a function just now, right? So return x mod 2 equal to 0, then even or else odd, right? So I can write here even odd. Okay, you can collect this in a map of list. That's the problem. Okay, sorry. So string. Okay, so you can do this, but can you do this here? No, you can't. String comma list. Yeah, I made a mistake there. So no, you can't do this. So it will say cannot convert from string to boolean. So this will always return a boolean only. So with this, I just learned the difference between predicate and a function. So predicate always should return a boolean value. Is that the definition of a predicate? So what does a predicate's definition say? Word wrap represents a predicate boolean valued function of one argument. Nice. So predicate is always returns a boolean apparently, but let's see a function what it returns. Where is the question? So if I do partition by grouping by, it takes a function. So function represent a function that accepts one argument, produces a result. So it's not a boolean result, it always returns a kind of a result, some result. Okay, so that is the difference between grouping by and partitioning by as well. Okay, so let's remove all this unwanted stuff, and we see that partition by is made for us, so we will use that. Okay, and I'll comment this out and comment this out. Okay, so this I'll just write here, solution using grouping by. Result, return result. Oh, correct. Partition buying is a simple boolean version of grouping by. Cool. Today's problems are cute. Yeah, they look simple, but then there is like so much stuff to learn here. Okay, so partition even odd, open implementation. Sorry, open call hierarchy. Okay, right click, run as JUnit test. Okay, so that is also passing. Good. So with that, we completed all of today's 5 questions. Let me mark that. Part 5. For some reason, this didn't feel like level 3. I don't know if we are getting better or if the questions were not hard enough. Did you also feel the same thing? So part 6. Font. Part 6 will be, how many questions are there in this? 10 questions, right? So 6 to 10. Okay. They are okay for level 3. Yeah, they are okay for level 3. They are not like, we did crazier problems in level 2 with all the multiple collectors and all. Okay, so yeah, if you guys are coming to this stream randomly to the part, what is this part 5 stream randomly, then you guys should check out the level 2, which is like part 3 and 4 streams. Okay, so with that we will end today's stream of streams. If you guys want a recap, do you want a recap? I can do a recap. Yeah, let me do a recap. So we have the first question was, go up. Right, the first question was that, let me choose a different color that's not at all used so far. This one? Okay. The first question was that we have a list of employees and we were supposed to partition them in such a way, partition them into a map in such a way, the key is a string and the value is a double, and that double is actually the average of each department. So for example, HR has 2 people, this HR and this HR. They want us to take the value of these 2 HRs and average them. Okay, AVG. That was the first question. And how did we do that? We did a grouping by kind of collector, and then we are grouping by their department, that is the key. And for the value, what we did is we have to take the list of the employees in that department and then map it to double based on their salary, because there will be other properties also. So you have to specify that you have to map only the salary to a double, and then take an average. The double stream already has a function, helper function called average sum. All of the mathematical functions will be there already, and that will return an optional double. So you can see it returns an optional double, so which means that the value can be null also. So if the value is null, we return 0.0. If it's not null, it will return the actual average. Okay, so that is what we did for question 1. For question 2, from a list of employee salaries, find the second highest unique salary. So we have a list of salaries like 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 60,000, 80,000. So they asked a question where you are supposed to find the second largest unique salary. So if you simply see second largest salary, it will be 70,000, right? But if you see the, or even if you see unique also, the same story. Okay, let's say they asked fourth largest unique salary. Okay, so it will become 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be 60,000. But if they asked fourth largest unique, right, you should not say 60 because there are two 60s. So you have to do a distinct on that. So that was one thing we did. And then in that case, now the fourth salary, right, 1, 2, 3, fourth salary becomes 50,000, which is the actual value. So that is why we had to do distinct. Now, if you see, how did we do that? We did a sorted, and then we sorted it in reverse order. So apparently there is a comparator dot reverse order which says the comparator to do in the reverse order of the natural sorting. So sorting always does natural sorting. There will be something called returns the stream consisting string of the string sorted according to the provide okay. The usual sorting, without a argument, returns in natural, and this reverse one will be imposes the reverse of the natural ordering. Okay, so there is a term called natural sorting, the nature, which means that if they are numbers, they are ordered by their actual number 1, 2, 3, 4. If they are strings, they are ordered by the letters. So like Abraham comes before, I don't know, Adam. Adam. Okay, so something like that. So we sorted that. Then we have distinct to pick only the unique items. Then we have skip to skip one item. So why are we skipping one item? They asked to return the second highest. So we saw that also. If you skip 2 items, okay, let's say I skip 2 items, then we are skipping this and this as well, then it will return the third item. So that is not what we want. So we have to skip only one item. Sorry, we skip only one item so that we get the second item. Okay, so it should always be n minus 1. Okay, with that we got the after skip, what happens is the list, it's here actually, sorry, I totally was doing on the wrong function. So this is the list. So we skip the first item, and this is the remainder of the list. Okay, that is what we see here. So the remainder of the list has 70,000, 60,000, and 50,000. And on that, we perform a find first operation. So when we do find first, it just returns the first item. Now the first item could be null because you see it returns an optional integer. The first item could be null. What we do is we do or else -1, which means if there was a first item, it would return its value, or else it would return -1. Okay, that was second question. Moving on to the third question. Transform a list of strings into a map where the key is the string and the value is its length. We had a list of strings like apple, banana, and cherry, and what they want is to convert it into a map where the key part will be the string itself and the value part will be the length of the string. Okay, so apple will be the key, 5 will be its value because 5 characters, banana will be the key, 6 characters, cherry will be the key, 5 characters. Okay, so how do we do that? We do a normal dot stream, and then there is this toMap function. Okay, so we are not partitioning or grouping anything here. We are building a map for each value in the input. So the what do you say, output length will be equal to the input's length. So if there are 3 items in the output, the map that you are getting, right, will have 3 elements in the map. Okay, not always though. If you remember, we saw that sometimes conflict may happen. Let's say there are 2 strings here. Why don't we do that? Should we do that? Or never mind, maybe that comes up later also. So let's say there is apple and then something with 5 letter word. What? Carrot. What is carrot? character 6 letter. Okay, so if there are two elements like this, the key is always unique in Java, right? So it will create a conflict when you try to merge it. So then in that case, you see the input might be 4, but the output will be 3 only. Okay, so that will also we have to remember. Okay, so we did to map and we set the key as function.identity. What it does is it simply takes the key value that is incoming and sends it as it is. So it doesn't do anything on it. So string length will be the value, which means the length of each string that we're getting. Okay. So with that, question 3 is done. Question 4, given two lists, find elements that appear in both lists. Okay. I think I scribbled a lot for this. So I'll rather explain here itself. Okay. So we are supposed to take two lists as input, see list of integer, and we have to go one by one and see if that item exists in both lists. So let's say here 1 exists only in the first list, so that's not correct. Then if you see 2, that also exists only in the first list, that's not correct. 3 and 4 exists in both lists, so they are valid and they come here. 5 and 6, by definition, if 5 and 6 existed here already, let's say 5 and 6 was there here already, okay, even if 5 and 6 were in the beginning, we don't mind. Okay, so let's say 5 and 6 were the initial numbers, so we would have picked them already. So since they were not there, and as expected, we see only 3 and 4 coming in the final output. Okay, so how did we do it? We are filtering, and when you do filter, it means that it will eliminate the unwanted stuff. It will keep only the things that satisfy this filtering condition. Okay, satisfy this filtering condition. Now what is the filtering condition? We are saying for every item in list 1, so list 1 we filtered streamed, right? So it gives value 1, and for every value 1 we are generating a stream on list 2 and matching the value 2 that comes from list 2 whether it exists in list 1. So it's actually ulta, I mean upside down. So we are checking if the value in list 1 exists in list 2. Okay, and we see any match. What any match does is, as soon as it finds at least one match, see there could be like multiple instances of 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple times, but not 1, 2, let's say 3 came here again, 3 and 4 came here again, so it wouldn't go through the entire list 2. As soon as it finds even one value of 3, one instance of 3, it will simply pass the filter. Okay, that's the point of any match. Okay, right. So with that, question number 4 is done, and the last question of today's live stream: split a list of integers into even or odd numbers using partitioning. So we saw how partitioning by and grouping by are looks similar, but they are very different in the way what it can handle. So the question that we got is, the key should be return a map where the key is whether it is even or odd. Okay, so if it is even, it returns true. So in that, all the true even numbers are collected, and for false, all the odd numbers are collected. Okay, so in partitioning by, we saw that it takes a predicate, and apparently predicates only return Boolean values. Like it does something and returns a Boolean value. So that Boolean value becomes the key here. And for the value, or the value part of the map, it just collects everything that satisfies this condition. Okay, so what we did here is, for every value, we are checking if value mod 2 equal to 0, which is the shorthand for checking if a number is even or not. Okay, whether we are checking if it is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, so if you have a different question, maybe tomorrow they're asking, we need to collect it like this, even, and then it is like this, and odd, and like this. Okay, if they ask a question like this, then you can't do it by partitioning by, because partitioning by takes a predicate, which means it returns only Boolean values. In that case, we use grouping by. Okay, so I have commented it out because that is not our question. So you can see here, if 2 equal to 0, we can say return even, otherwise return odd. Okay, fine. So I'll undo those changes. Okay, right. So with that, we have completed the recap. So is there any other question, or shall we end the live stream? It's 8:51. Great session. Thank you. Okay, so see you guys. As I said, I am traveling, so I won't be available. Today's what day? Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, I might come back by Saturday. I don't know. So I will schedule it ahead of time and let you guys know. Okay, so stay subscribed and hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever a stream is scheduled. Okay, whenever a live stream is scheduled. Okay, then thank you guys. Thank you, Divya, for joining. See you all in the next stream. Bye.